Uh, Helluva Boss is a show that I treat a lot like my bitch immigrant wife. I'm Donald Trump. It's Melania. It's shallow. Everyone knows it, but you don't really think about it. And I feel like if you think about the show a lot, you won't like it. And the best way to enjoy it is just to listen to the music and just appreciate, I guess the art of it all. But then I guess storytelling is also an art. So, like, if I'm being like super honest, like it's not that good of a show. And I think it comes down like the downfall of it. Just and by the way, I am jumping on the bandwagon of just making a rant video on Helluva Boss because like it's not hard. It's not a good show. I mean, no, it is good. I've seen all the episodes multiple times. To be real here, like it's a good show. I like it enough. Um, but a lot of the issues stem from I guess two reasons. The first is that it is not a comedy. I mean, there are funny bits. Like every time Andrew Alphys is in a scene or on screen, I laugh. Uh, when he, yeah, there's that. I but and I think that the fact that it isn't like a comedy hurts the show a lot because we have not gotten an episode about Stella. We like it. If you want to treat your show like treat it like a sitcom. I'm saying I want to see how Stella fucks with Stolas. We hear about how she torments him or whatever, but like what does she do? Does she, like we see Stolas is on antidepressants or whatever, like, oh wow, boo hoo, really getting edgy right there. Ooh, the character's a pill popper. But what I want is to see how she fucks with him. What does that do? How does she like kind of I guess get around Octavia either? Like, what does Stella even do? That iconic picture where you put like a character who just doesn't do anything. Yeah, that's yeah. I've seen it a lot in the Persona fandom, which might imply that those games aren't well written, but you can't say that because it's just not. You don't go into a fandom and then call something shit. It's just not classy. Okay, you just you, uh shit. Also the comedy thing. So there's basically the show's just been about Stolitz now, and I don't like it. Like okay, like I mean, them together is like it's whatever. Like again, I feel like the only reason I care about the relationship is that "All to You" is a song that I like. I fuck with sad songs. It's just, and that doesn't say anything about. It does not say anything about me as a person. No, it does not. Nah, I'm perfectly fine. But I just yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. Um, fuck. What was I saying? They memory loss is a sign of repressed emotion, which has nothing to do with me because I can remember everything. I have the mind of a elephant, steel trap. Lying. Okay, but the first season sort of sets up these like the group of like antagonists within every episode. You got like the cherubs, the dorks. You got who else? Striker. You could even add like Varaska there, like and they all show up in the second season, but not as often as you think. I feel like they should have just been like recurring villains when and it's so weird because your main characters Blitzo and Moxie. Well, I guess Moxie's not really a main character anymore, is he? But I mean, you have Invader Zim and comedian Brandon Rogers doing the voices of your main characters, and your show is not funny. How did you fuck that up? And it is funny. There are jokes, and that is partially why I still do stick around. The show is funny, but would I call it a strict comedy? No. I think we were setting up an action comedy because what are all these villains doing here? But now it's like a comedy romance soap opera thing, and I mean, okay, that's cool. Um, yeah, why not? I mean, they still manage to stick in a fight scene. They fight a dragon, and at the end of season two, and that's cool. But it would have been cooler if they did other stuff, but like with Andrew Elphys, okay, so you could have him learn. I don't know. It just I don't know. Like I don't want to get into fanfic territory, but I just feel like if IMP goes on a mission to Earth, then there should be a chance of like the cherubs or the dorks trying to stop them. That would be fun. Or like if I don't know if I don't maybe Stryker just has personal beef with someone and he'll just show up to try and kill them. Wouldn't that be cool? And I guess now that I've already mentioned Stryker and I guess I kind of sort of explained why I guess I'm kind of mad at the comedy bits just being like dropped and watered down for Stola stuff, is that the second big reason why Helluva Boss is not a good show, and this is actually the main reason why Helluva Boss, and I guess I want to kind of has been on now, but Helluva Boss is not a good show, is because it is made by a white Latina, and I know you know what I mean by this. When it, I don't want to sound racist, but white Latinos are the worst. They I mean they aren't the worst, obviously, but they are the worst. And when you have a setting like this version of hell that has racism and you have just the racism with the imps, just the strict hierarchies, you have the fact that the only jobs they can get is being a servant or a farmer or an assassin. That's all you can do. They have a shitty life, or they can join a gang, and they also and those gangs also have a lot of debt shit and loan sharks and whatever, just all sorts of economic fuckery. So you make a horrible setting, but because you are a white Latina liberal, you refuse to actually delve in and address any of these issues. Instead of like, because Stryker has a legitimate point about hating the fucking royals because they do perpetuate racism and classism or whatever. But because Vivzy Pop is just some fucking liberal, she doesn't give a shit about anything. She doesn't make a point of that. Oh my God, Stryker's actually, he has a point. He's a class hero. Um, and so the way to, I guess, avoid actually doing any sort of social commentary is to make him a joke. It's actually very similar to this other show, Ruby, where because it's about I think the guy who made it, Monty Ohm, I think he played Fire Emblem at one point, and then he was like, damn, that's kind of cool. I want to put racism into my show. But because his show was written by two white liberal boys from Texas, they accidentally made their main characters racist. And then the one guy who was an activist who was actually trying to, fight racism, and the main characters do become cops, which is, uh-oh, that's kind of cringe. Uh, so when you what am I saying? So what do you do when you accidentally make your villain like have a point, but like actually have a point? Because you have to make him a pedo, of course. So that's how they got you in Ruby. So what do they do in Hell of a Boss with Stryker? You make Stryker just full of shit, and so now he's working for the Garishas, I don't know, kind of full time. So like, I mean, okay, you think he'd like try to be like, I don't know, try to be like a leader or something, and like it's so weird because like, and I know they won't follow. I don't know if they're gonna follow up on this, but at the end of Mastermind, Blitz, I keep Blitzo. I'm gonna call him Blitzo because it's just more fun that way. Blitzo, they have the banners in the streets and they're cheering him on and stuff. So you think, oh, class war, right? No, doesn't happen. Which I guess is not too dissimilar to real life, but whatever. Uh, yeah, but it's weird, like they have like Asmodeus and Beelzebub as like the cool sins. They you can hang out with them. They won't mess with you. They're not all exploitative like fucking Mammon. That guy's a dick. Oh my God, the one scene where Mammon and B argue and Mastermind, that shit Oh my god, it's so badly written because they don't use any creative fucking insults at all. Like you like two bugs arguing and like oh my god, this shit is so ass. Like I yeah, I'm not gonna say that I'm a fan of it. Oh my god, like oh this shit. I am at a loss for words for how fucking horribly written that scene is. And you know they're the cool sense, but they still uphold the system that I guess oppresses, you know, the imps and the hellhounds. But it's just weird, you know. You like she just put race Viv put racism in their setting because she thought it'd be cool and it would add like drama, but then like you can't but then you can't say that the people who are actively anti-racism are bad because that makes you the creator pro-racism. It's you know it you got to be careful with what you do. And like I guess that I mean that's just it, huh? That's those are kind of my issues with it. Like the setting of it all. It just everything kind of unravels when you like because like Blitzo and Stolas, I feel like they want the racism or classism or whatever to matter, but it doesn't because it doesn't in the show. So when you try to make it matter in the relationship, it just doesn't work. So like uh so I guess those are the to do a quick recap. The two problems with Hell of a Boss are the fact that it doesn't its tone is all over the place. It's forcing it's centering its plot around a romance that no one cares about, and because of that, it's missing out on comedy and action that you know just is what they're good at. And secondly, is that the romance is built on the set. The romance is tied to the setting, which is not explored very well, at not explored at all, and just kind of comes across as you know shallow and just tone deaf and liberal. You know, you kind of I guess address how you know imps are poor and like I'm not saying I want the show to be communist propaganda. That's what I'm saying, but it's not. It's it's just not, and I don't like it for that, and it does suffer for that. And when I see the fucking you know the merch shakedown that they keep you know shilling at you every time, it's it's something. Uh, I got it. I a guy I I'm subscribed to. His name is like Mivnall or something. He uploads whatever he wants, and he's a legend. I love him for that. He did a whole like review on Hasbin Hotel, and part of that review was going over Helluva Boss, and he called Helluva Boss a kid show, and he's right. It is a kid show. You know all the cursing and stuff. They just kids love that shit. Dude, sex is so funny that male humor is just rape because rape is bad, but also not the worst thing, you know. So, well, to them because like it's not the worst thing in the world, you know, to them. Um, but I had to cover my tracks, you know, you know. When I see like because oftentimes in with Spider-Man, this is something that I thought I had in my head before. In Spider-Man, when he or I guess any superhero thing like when they you know beat up a bad guy and they get arrested, you don't really think about it because that's just a way for the writer to put this villain on a shelf until they can come back again. Uh, so you don't. I mean, it's you really don't think about it, but realistically, prison is not good. It's really bad. And I don't need to really, you know, source that or anything because George R. R. Martin, the hippie who wrote the Song of Ice and Fire books, he agrees with me. Um, so yeah, that's my proof. And there's of course there's research on it, and you know if making prisoners fight fires in California sounds bad to you, I don't know, like yeah, I don't. I guess that's the only thing I can remember. But yeah, it's just not a good thing. It's not a good place. It's an institution. There's many ties from it to slavery, and that's just you know whatever. But and that's also something that happens in Helluva Boss. Blitzo and Moxie went to prison, and Luna was basically in prison. If that adoption place, orphanage, whatever, was anything to go on, but I guess that's not something that's going to be addressed. Hey, Beelzebub, you want to throw parties for your hellhounds? Or are you going to keep letting them sit in those fucking jail cells until they get adopted? That's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, like but it's a setting that gets dismantled in all of its characters. They get dismantled once you like try to apply thought to it, and I guess that's it. Like, it's a kid show. When I watch Helva Boss, I am watching a kid show, and that's something that I am okay with. I lower my standards because it's a kid show. Everyone is allowed to have a fave that is shit. Now, for me, it's the hello, it's those red shows, those fucking red shows where everything is red. For me, that's what it is. All right, because I do enjoy just the animation. That's what I'm there for. Whenever, like, I think that if Vivzy Pop like was not allowed to write anything, the thank God we would be in just a better, brighter world. But I mean, it's not just her, and you need to give your artist some influence over the project, because if you don't let your artists decide what they want to do, you end up with the MCU. Um, but I guess back to the superhero thing. That is probably why when you say all cops are bad or bastards or bad, the media that exists, I guess, like Ruby and Spider-Man and Batman, all these shows that go to show that cops are good guys who stop crime, when that literally is not what they do at all, and they don't really have any obligation to do anything of the sort. Um, but that's just, I guess that's why everything is actually that deep. Um, and I guess that's it. Comment, I guess, if you watch the shows and you feel a similar way. But yeah, I think that seriously engaging with Helva Boss and Hazbin Hotel is not productive. I think that these shows are fine for adults to watch, but probably not for children, because they are way too fucking stupid and will, I think, just I don't like it. It's slop. I don't. No, no. I mean, its messaging is not good. So I don't. Yeah. Don't let your kids watch these. And I, um, I feels kind of homo. It feels homophobic to say that, but like, yeah, don't just don't. It's trash. Like, but then again, I guess no, I think Family Guy is like better for kids than fucking Hazbin Hotel, because Family Guy is shit. Like, it is shit. I think Family Guy's art style is so good because it's ass. Like, it's fucking awful. Like, the sterilized colors, the stiff poses, and ooh, it makes me happy, and I can't. I mean, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And there are Family Guy is funny too. I'm a Family Guy fan. Okay, but now I'm done. Now I'm done, guys. I'm so done. This time for real, I'm like super duper done. Okay, so I might have lied. I opened my phone again and I looked at because I had it open to the Vibsy Pop channel, and I saw the one of the shorts where Blitzo goes to kill this fucking weeb girl or whatever, and it just really got me thinking, that bitch is never gonna show up again, even though it would be funny if she did. If she was an antagonist that because like they just couldn't kill, but she would just follow them constantly. Oh my god, that would be so funny. Like, what if she teamed up with Stryker just because she finds Stryker hot, and she also finds Blitzo hot, and she just wants to see that happen? Like it's I feel like just make your show fucking stupid. I don't get why because I'm really thinking about Sonic Boom in like in these long running shows where you can feel the voice actors just like get used to like the characters and stuff, and they really just fuck around. Like, they just don't do anything, but things happen, and it's comfy. I don't even know how you can have like a comfort show anymore, because nothing lasts that long. I mean, everything just ends so fucking fast. Like the first season of Helluva Boss is like 7 episodes with like what, it feels like an event every time a new episode comes out because there isn't. I mean, there's no consistent schedule, which it's a web series, and the episodes do look very good. So I mean, there's that. You give and take, but it where's the whimsy? You know, where's the joy? Where's the silliness? Where's the fun?